Yanu and Marble. Is that a reference to something? My name's Marble. I'm the younger of the two rich twins. My brother's always putting on airs of being the elder, even though the difference was only a few seconds. Did you see the house next door? Anybody would get depressed living in a room with that color. The beautiful white of snow fits Nefri much better. Whoa. Coming off as a little racist, buddy. Ah, man, I can't sit in that position for too long. If I'm being honest, I like this room much better. My name's Yanu. I'm one of the richest people in Ketterberg. The guy living next door isn't even worth mentioning. I'd stay away if I were you. Although I'm not a fan of, like, this shade of... I'm not a fan of pink in general. Like, black goes with anything, so... Go see him if you want. You won't believe the horror style he's living in. Nefri obviously prefers the adult touch of black. Does she now? I never have guessed. The governor's mansion is that way. Let's go to the square. I know if you hit one of these snow machines... There we go. That's how you get that chest down that we saw earlier. It's certainly is cold in here. Oh. Is that all you had to say, dude? Well, you're living in an igloo. Nothing in this one. Okay, what's the point of that? Interesting, interesting. So yeah, let's go check out what's in that chest, shall we? Ketterberg produced to... Oh, you already talked to you. Yeah, here it is. Hourglass. The treasure chest on the roof over there isn't mine, so don't worry about it. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm not expecting it to fall down from the weight of the snow either, really. Don't know what you would have done with an hourglass anyway, sir. You don't fight. Isn't this mansion really big? This is Nefri's house. Nefri's the most important person in Ketterberg. Oh, it must have been Nefri, but I guess he couldn't marry her for reasons. Very interesting.
Wow, what a mansion! I want to marry whoever lives here.
I'm pretty sure he's still single, though he's in his 30s.
What? Don't tell me this is your house, Colonel. If it is, then I'd go ahead and settle for you.
I'm 20 years older than you, you weirdo.
Even if it were, I'm afraid I'd decline the offer.
What's wrong with you? You're like
But the
too
real owner
little
might
to
take
be
you
acting
up on
this
it.
way.
He likes every female he lays eyes on.
Who is it?
His Imperial Majesty Peony.
All right, my husband's gonna be loaded.
I don't even think he's desperate enough to marry you, but he might be.
The Emperor wasn't born in the capital?
As I recall, he was run out of the capital as a child during a struggle for succession.
Yes, that's correct. This mansion is from that era.
You sure do know a lot about our history, guy. This mansion is where Emperor Peony spent his childhood years. The mansion hasn't been touched since then. Quite interesting. The throne of Malkuth passes from father to son, right? As a rule, yes, though I do believe assembly confirmation is required. So what was all the problems around Emperor Peony becoming emperor? The previous emperor may have had a lot of enemies. Perhaps someone was after his son, his heir. He could have controlled information to protect his son. But what need would there be to confine him? And wouldn't a resort town like this be more perilous? There must have been some other reason. Yeah, they use the same excuse to keep me locked up too. Maybe he's a replica. Politics sure can be a pain for us kids who get caught up in it. Sorry, I was just curious, that's all. Whoa! That After Effect thing is freaking the fudge out. The two geniuses from Dr. Ketterberg, Dr. Balfour and Dr. Nace, Jade, and Dist. Dist is a genius? They also spelled his name weirdly in this. What are you so surprised about, Anis? After all, Dist is the one who modified your Tokunaga to change in size. In response to your phone-on frequency. Dist did that? He seems to be rather a lonely man most of the time. Anis, you felt bad for him always eating by himself. You went and talked to him, didn't you? Yeah, and then he made Tokunaga for me. He's not at all bad, but he's not at all that good either. He's not all bad, but he's not all good either. He was always talking about the Colonel. And that's quite a distasteful thought. Sounds like both of the geniuses here are well, yeah. Oh, shall I turn you two into Tokunagas as well? I'm no expert, but I think I can manage it. Tokunagas? How wonderful. I think I'll pass, thanks. Woo, it's locked. I know we'll come back here later for something. Man, this After Effect thing is really distracting right here. Holy hell, it makes it look like it's locked. It makes it seem like there's double vision. Let's talk to the governor. My brother was a monster. The governor is in the back room. Please enter if you have business. Properly, this room is in the governor's office, but Nefri prefers to work here in privacy, okay? Alcaforte, yeah, don't forget to check that. Like I'm saying, man, there's lots of missable things in this game. Having an extra C core is kind of nuts that you could miss it. So this has 3 agility on it, eh? Excuse me, sorry. Here you go, doll. I don't make family pictures, doll.
Jade! Oh, my brother's alive!
That's right.
Brother? Seriously?
Hello, Nefri. It's been a while, hasn't it? Not since your wedding, I believe.
What's going on? They said you were killed at Exariuth.
Well, what happened is...
That's incredible. I'm just glad you're safe.
Is that a picture of Mozart on your desk?
We'll inspect the Tartarus. Once you're resupplied, please go see Emperor Peony. He's been very worried.
Oh? Didn't everyone think I was dead?
His Majesty was the only one who believed you were still alive. The rest of you too. Please wait a bit while we prepare your ship. This is a tourist city, so I think you'll be safe here. I'll book a room at the inn for you. Please get some rest. If you don't mind, I'd like a word with you. Please come by again later, alone.
Ma'am, with those clothes, I'd listen to anything you asked. Oh, right. It's not by myself yet. My brother's a demon. Not a literal demon, you understand, but he was evil. El Caforte. Yeah, if you didn't know to check that cabinet, you wouldn't know that something was in there, so... You have to use your inquisitive mind. I'll probably put that somewhere in the title of the video whenever it gets uploaded. This is where you get Alcaforte. Alcaforte.
We've received word from the governor. Please make yourselves comfortable.
Is that you, Ion?
I forgot something at Nefri's place. I'll go get it real quick.
Shall I go with you?
Nefri's a woman,
Oh, I love looking at beautiful women.
Guy is most certainly...
Gross.
She's an older woman and married, you know.
Wait, hold on. I didn't mean it like that.
Master, I'll go with you too.
Yeah, everybody just shut up. I don't need anyone to come with me.
I'm serious, Mew. Get the back. Get the back. Fuck. I was gonna get the fuck back, but trying not to cuss as much. I don't want to be seen as super edgy. I don't cuss too often. Like every once in a while, you know, kind of like for comedic effect. The only time I really like mean it is if something really like pisses me off, and it's just a quick burst of like anger to just get it out.
I'm sorry. When I heard you were a replica, I thought I simply must tell you about my brother.
What are you talking about?
The reason why Jade created Fomicry. Even now, I still remember that day. I was careless and broke my favorite doll. My brother developed the basis for Fomicry and used it to create a copy of my doll, a replica. He was 9 years old.
Unbelievable.
Normally, you'd simply buy another doll, but my brother created a copy. I felt something abnormal in his way of thinking.
Abnormal? You don't have to put it like that.
He acts nice now, but as a child, my brother was a terror, a devil. He could use phonic arts that adults found difficult. He enjoyed killing even harmless monsters.
Oh, he was a psychopath. Okay.
My brother didn't understand what it meant
Checks
for
out.
living things to die.
He doesn't seem that way to me.
It was Professor Nebulum who changed him. She was a healer, a seventh phonist. Jade can't use the seventh phonon, so he admired her. But a tragedy occurred. He tried to use the seventh phonon and wound up unleashing a phonic art he couldn't control. Jade's phonic art struck down Professor Nebulum and set the building on fire.
He killed her?
She was still barely alive, just laying there. My brother looked at her and had an idea. There was still time to make a replica. He could save Professor Nebulum. Jade extracted her information and created a replica. But the replica that was born was nothing more than a monster.
What happened to the real Nebulum?
She passed away. After that, my brother's talents were recognized, and he was adopted into the famous Curtis military family. I think he probably wanted a better environment for studying how to bring back the professor.
But he stopped replicating living things. Why?
That's thanks to Emperor Peony. Those two were best friends.
I see.
But honestly, I think deep down my brother still wants to resurrect Professor Nebulum.
I don't really think that's the case.
Yes, it may just be a groundless fear. But I still wanted to let you know so that you could help to keep him in check. I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time. Thank you for listening.
Yes, ma'am, of course. What a stone cold fox.
So, I presume Nefri's told you.
Oh, God.
Told me what?
You're a naughty boy telling lies like that.
How did you know?
It doesn't matter. Though I will say for the record that I no longer desire to resurrect the professor.
Really? You're sure?
You should know the reason for that better than anyone. I want to beg Professor Nebulum's forgiveness, so that I might feel better. But replicas have no memory of the past.
Jade.
I'll live the rest of my life pained by the sins of my past.
Sins? You mean killing Nebulum?
Perhaps my greatest sin was not understanding the significance of life and death.
If I had the ability to make replicas, I think I would have done the same thing.
Are you trying to cheer me up? You've somewhat missed the mark, but I appreciate the sentiment. In any case, you mustn't tell anyone of this. Understood?
All right.
That's a promise.
Unless, you know, you want to go to the end of the game and actually fight her, because she's quite the doozy. Quite the doozy indeed. Prerequisites clear the game. Well, we haven't cleared the game yet, so. It's so cold. The soldiers are freezing my tummy. Cheagles don't like the cold, do they? I'm not fond of it myself. I want some nice warm sunlight. Maybe a little cold, but the town is so beautiful at night. Moonlight on the silver snow. Yes, go on. Wouldn't it be splendid to walk with a gentleman through such beauty? Yeah, that would be so great. My cold, my belly's gonna freeze solid. Why do ladies at resorts have to get so close when they come talk to you? Can't even go outside at this point. Looks like we have a little hope with this group. What about the maybe not so bad after all Colonel? I saw him walk off with a pretty woman earlier. But there's already 3 pretty women right here. I mean, right here. Yes, indeed. Oh, I think it's cute the way he's worried about his tummy freezing. Oh my. Well. Hehehe. What? I was talking about Mew. Nothing at all. Best wishes. Think you make a fine pair. Yes, yes, yes. Get on with it. I don't have time for all this character development. Now, so yeah, Sword Dancer 2. We might be able to take him right now. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, so skip viewer, I don't really care about that. And it requires us to be on New Game Plus, which we're not, so. So Sword Dancer and another chef thing. Okay, cool. Thank you. The Tartarus inspection is complete. You can leave any time. Okay, shall we head for Grand Kokma now? Yes, we must inform the Emperor as quickly as possible about the danger of St. Bina falling. Yes, first let's hurry to Rotelro Bridge. Then we walk from there. Colonel, if I get tired, carry me on your back, okay? I'm afraid not. Perhaps it's my age, but my joints ache, you see. To get to Grand Kokma, we head northeast from the bridge and then pass through Theor Forest. It's a rough trip for an old man like me. You youngsters will have to shield me and lead the way. Yeah. There's no time to waste. Let's get going, guys. Thanks for your help, Nefri. Take care. Brother, please give my regards to His Majesty. Mew, what do you think about what Nefri said? What do you mean? About how Jade killed Professor Nebulum? And then worked on Famicree to bring her back to life? I don't know, it's too hard to understand. Oh, sorry, I just wanted to ask someone. Didn't you promise not to tell anyone? Whoa! At this rate, it looks like you'll be breaking that promise in short order. No, I won't, really. Me too, really. Well, I still have my doubts, but I believe you yourself can understand why there's no point in discussing it with anyone. Yeah, nobody's gonna make excuses for what you've done wrong, and you're not supposed to really be looking for them anyway. Indeed, if you put too much effort into making excuses, you end up running from your mistakes. Accepting the truth is a difficult thing to do. But it is also necessary. Yes. Yes, it is. Excellent, and you are, of course, aware that should you tell this to anyone, you will be punished. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. There's an item shop in this place, too, I haven't checked out. Welcome to the Ketterberg Hotel. Are you interested in fresh seafood? Ah, everything is so expensive. It's like you want to buy stuff, but then it's like, shit. At these prices, who can blame you? It's like, even just a tiny bit of food sets you back. Squid and fried chicken? What the fuck? I think that recipe just calls for any meat, and it's like, well, then it's fried shrimp, it's not fried chicken. What do you have here, my friend? Hopefully something cheap. Have some fried chicken filled with shrimp. Well, it's not really chicken then, is it? Oh, it is. Chicken of the sea. Oh. Now comes the arduous task of checking all the rooms. Wow, the bathroom doesn't have a door in it or a toilet. Well, I know like in Japan, like they bathe in separate rooms and they actually use the bathroom in separate rooms, so. But this place, you know, for all the money they charge you, you don't have anywhere to go use the restroom. Interesting. Rip-off artists. So the ones that have little things on the doorknob, I think, is probably like a do not disturb sign, so you can't actually go inside those. And this might be the same one we just walked into. Oh, no, it's not. Meow? How do you like my little feline family? What? They do wonders for calming you down. Do you have a child, sir, that you've rigged in a costume? There's so much wrong with this. This needs to be reported to somebody, sir. It's like a running gag. Like a lot of these games had rooms where like it was full of please use the elevator to reach the lobby or the guest rooms. There's a room that has like a lot of cats in it. There was one in Tales of Symphonia. There's one in this one. For whatever reason, that old man has a kid dressed as a cat. It's really, really, really unsettling. If you would like to go to the lobby or other floors, please use the elevator. Well, thank you. I'll make note of that. This room is reserved for members only. If you do not have a membership card, I'm afraid you may not stay in this room. Okay, I think that's the only room we can actually look at up here. So there was nothing after all. Yeah, there's a cafe down here that you can do the waitress minigame at. Like I say, I really don't want to do it because it's kind of annoying. Overall, it's a memory game. Like, you can like take the time to write down the answers if you want, but most of the time I don't feel like doing it. But there's requests for it, I'll do it. It's just, I don't like to do it, you see. You see, I just don't like to do it.